Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the science class, Unit 16. Today, we are going to see about uses of microorganisms. Microorganisms are useful in different fields such as medicine, agriculture, and industry. So, first, we will see about medicine. We obtain antibiotics and vaccines from microbes, that is, from microorganisms. So, in this, first, we will see about antibiotics. The word anti means against. So what is antibiotic? Antibiotic is a substance produced by living organisms which is toxic for other organisms. Toxic means poison. So antibiotic is a substance produced by living organisms which is poisonous for other organisms. Have you understood what is antibiotic? Next, Sir Alexander Fleming was the first person to discover the antibiotic penicillin in the year 1928. Who discovered penicillin? Sir Alexander Fleming. Penicillin was obtained from Penicillium chrysogenum. It's a fungi. Penicillium chrysogenum. See this picture? This is Penicillium chrysogenum. It is used to treat diseases like tetanus and diphtheria. Then another antibiotic, streptomycin, is obtained from Streptomyces bacteria to cure various bacterial infections. Example, plague. Plague means it's a disease caused by rat. Then next we are going to see about vaccines. Vaccines are prepared from dead microorganisms or weakened microorganisms. Otherwise, we can say as off-killed microorganisms. Edward Jenner was the first person to discover smallpox vaccine. Who discovered the vaccine? Edward Jenner. He coined the term vaccination. Coined means created. He said the word. He created the word vaccination. Who coined the term vaccination? Edward Jenner. When the vaccine is injected to the body of a patient, the body produces antibodies to fight against the germs. Germs means microorganisms, the one which cause diseases, no, they are called as germs. So these antibodies remain inside the body and protect from future attack, future invasion, that is future attack of the germs. So once we inject the vaccine, once we had the vaccination, so throughout our life, it is very safe for us. It protects us. So antibodies means that's immunity system. That immunity power will be created, developed in our body. Therefore, vaccination is otherwise called as immunization. So vaccination is also called as immunization. Example for vaccines, MMR vaccine, BCG vaccines are there. What is MMR vaccine? MMR vaccine means it is given for preventing measles, mumps and rubella. Measles, mumps and rubella, these diseases are viral diseases. These diseases are viral diseases. Then BCG vaccine is given for preventing tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is nothing but TB. It affects the lungs. Tuberculosis is affected by bacteria. BCG vaccine is given for preventing tuberculosis. BCG means Basal Galmet Guerin. Basal Galmet Guerin. This BCG vaccine is given for preventing tuberculosis. This MMR, BCG and all is given for the newborn child. Okay, so that's all about vaccine. Next, we are going to see about the topic agriculture, the uses of microorganisms in agriculture. So, in this, first we are going to see about natural fertilizer. So, natural fertilizer means immediately uh, which is come in your mind which is coming in your mind means an earthworm. Okay, so that only we are seeing in this picture. Earthworm is the farmer's friend. Okay, now see, microorganisms are also called as decomposers because they act upon degradable waste. During this process, nitrates, other inorganic nutrients are released into the soil, so the soil is fertile. this compost is called natural fertilizer. So the microorganism decompose the soil and make the soil fertile. This is called natural fertilizer. See, this earthworm make the soil fertile by consuming the organic matter present in the soil, and it leaves the waste in the soil. So because of this, the soil becomes fertile. So this is natural fertilizer. The next we are going to see about nitrogen fixation. Rhizobium bacterium. Rhizobium bacterium lives in root nodules. Root nodules. Nodules means it's nothing but a swelling on a root. Okay, that is called root nodules of leguminous plants. Leguminous plants, example we can say beans plant. Okay, beans type of plants, no? So in these type of plants only, in these root nodules, rhizobium bacteria is present, and it enriches the soil by fixing the atmospheric nitrogen as nitrates. The atmosphere nitrogen is present. The nitrogen changes into nitrogen molecule. Okay? Nitrates like ammonia, like nitrates molecules, no? It changed and then it fixes in the root nodules. It fixes in the new root nodules, which are essential for the growth of the plants. So some free living bacteria in soil like cyanobacteria nostoc can also fix nitrogen biologically. So cyanobacteria nostoc, this is the example for this nitrogen fixation. Okay, so this type of bacteria fixes nitrogen from the atmosphere as nitrogen molecule like ammonia, and it is essential for the growth of the plants. So this is the example. Cyanobacteria is the example for nitrogen fixation. The next we are going to see about biocontrol agents. So in agriculture, how these microorganisms are used. So first we are seeing about we have seen about natural fertilizer. Next, nitrogen fixation. Here the cyanobacteria is used. Next, biocontrol agents. Here microbes are used to protect the crops from pest. Pest means insects. So how it is helpful? See here, some of the examples are given. Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis, it's a bacteria. So here this Bacillus thuringiensis helps to control insects. Helps to control insects. Here the example is BT cotton plant. So in this plant, this BT gene, the Bacillus thuringiensis gene is inserted into the crop, so that when any worms or moth or insect comes to eat this plant, comes to consume this plant, eats this plant, feeds this plant, then the pest, the insect is died by this plant. Okay, so that this is helpful as this is used as biocontrol agent. Biocontrol agent. Now in page 185, see your book means a picture is given. The crop is infected by European corn borer. See this worm. This is a worm. Okay, it's a moth family. The native is Europe, so that it is known as European corn borer. The crop is infected by European corn borer. Now next, see the next picture. Pest dies when feeding on any plant pot. If it feeds any plant pot, immediately the pest dies, because this Bacillus thuringiensis, in short it is referred as BT, gene is inserted into the crop. So with the help of this Bacillus thuringiensis, we can control the insect. The next example is trichoderma. Trichoderma is a fungi, helps to protect roots and controls plant pathogens. Pathogens means microorganism causing diseases. Microorganisms which cause diseases, they are called pathogens. So this help to protect roots and controls plant pathogens. The next example is baculoviruses. It's a virus. It attack insects. It attack insects and other arthropods. Arthropods means arthropods also refer to insects like spider, millipede, centipede. No? They are invertebrates. They do not have the backbone. They are called arthropods. So baculoviruses attack insects and other arthropods. So these are the examples for biocontrol agents. Next we are going to see about the uses of microorganisms in industry. In industry, the first we are going to see about is sewage treatment. Sewage treatment. Sewage means wastewater. The aerobic microbes. Aerobic microbes means what? Have you remembered? It does not need oxygen to breathe. So aerobic microbes are allowed to grow in this effluent. Effluent means this wastewater, sewage, liquid waste during the water treatment. So these microbes consume means eat the organic matter. Organic matter means plant and animal waste. So present in the sewage that consume and it cleans the water. So example for sewage treatment is Nitrobacter species. Then in the anaerobic treatment of sewage, what is used means methanobacterium is used. Methanobacterium. So see, these microorganisms are very useful in the sewage treatment. The next production of gas. Production of gas, biogas. So human and animal fecal matter. Fecal matter means waste discharged from human body and animals. So that human and animal fecal matter and plant waste are broken down by anaerobic bacteria to produce methane gas, that is called biogas. So biogas is produced from the waste material of human, animal and plant. Okay. So this biogas along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen they have produced. These bacteria are called methanogens. This bacteria which is useful for producing biogas is known as methanogens. Okay. So next we are going to see about production of alcohol and wine. Alcoholic drinks are prepared by the fermentation process using yeast. Already I explained about fermentation process. Fermentation, when I explained about yeast, I told fermentation. Fermentation is a chemical process. With the help of the yeast, we can produce alcohols. Okay, because of the fermentation process. So sugar present in grapes also fermented by using this yeast. Then beer is produced by the fermentation of sugar in rice and barley. So this is the main process here is fermentation process. Because of this fermentation, using the microorganism yeast, we can prepare alcoholic drinks. The next one is microbes in retting and tanning. So what is retting? Retting means it's the process of extracting fibers. Extracting fibers. For example, we can take flax plants. The flax plant is a fiber yielding plant. These plants are tied in bundles and kept in water. Then this microorganism, no? For example, here bacteria as microorganism we have taken. Here this bacteria loosen the supporting fibers of the stem by acting on the stem tissues. This process is known as retting. So, because of this process of retting, we are able to get the thread, linen thread. Linen thread is made from these fibers. Example, Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Then next process is tanning. What is tanning? Process of converting animal skin into leather. This is known as tanning. So in tanning industry, bacteria act upon the skin of animals and makes it soft and therefore it becomes pliable, that is flexible, can easily bend, that is pliable or flexible. So here in tanning industry also bacteria is useful for making that skin of animals soft. So in retting and tanning, microbes are very useful. And next, in our daily life, first thing, microorganisms are used. So first we are going to see about making bread. Yeast is used. Yeast is used in bakeries to make bread and cakes so that it is very soft. They are added to the dough to produce carbon dioxide, which makes the dough rise. See, in our home also we prepare idli batter. So in that also, because of this fermentation process only, the dough is the batter is very soft. Bread and cakes are soft due to carbon dioxide gas. Then chlorella. Chlorella means it is a green algae which is rich in proteins and vitamins. Is added to the dough to enrich the bread with nutrients. So if you consume this green algae chlorella, you will get protein and vitamin. Then preparation of curd and cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is nothing but paneer. Now, first we will see about curd. Lactose in the milk. Lactic acid is present in milk. Okay, the lactose only changed into lactic acid by the action of lactobacillus. That's a bacteria. Lactobacillus, it's a bacteria. Milk becomes thick, no? That is curd. Because of the bacteria, lactobacillus bacteria, milk change into curd. The curd gives sour taste. Sour taste. When curd is processed, we will get cottage cheese. We will obtain paneer. Okay, have you tasted paneer recipes? So you all know about paneer. So this paneer is nothing but cottage cheese is obtained from the curd. Okay. So because of this lactobacillus bacteria only. So bacteria is useful in this process. The next, in human intestine, lactobacillus acidophilus lives in human intestine. It is helpful for the digestion of food and fight against harmful disease causing organisms. So it is very helpful in the human digestion. Then E. coli bacteria lives in human intestine, helps to produce vitamin K and vitamin B complex. We need vitamin nutrients such as vitamin K and vitamin B complex. This E. coli bacteria produce vitamin K and vitamin B complex. It consumes nutrients from our intestine and also it gives vitamin K and vitamin B complex. That's what already symbiotic bacteria we have learned. Example E. coli I told. So give and get policy I have explained. Have you remembered? So this is E. coli bacteria. So this E. coli bacteria is very helpful for us. So these are the uses of microorganisms in various things. Okay. Next, microbes in food process. First, we are going to see about food preservation. Two techniques are followed in food preservation. They are traditional techniques and modern techniques. What are the two techniques? Traditional techniques and modern techniques. So in traditional techniques, fermentation, pickling, boiling, and sugaring. Four things you are going to see. First one is fermentation. Fermentation, many times I have explained about fermentation. It is a chemical process with the help of yeast or microorganism only. This fermentation takes place. The sugar or starch changed into alcohol. It produces carbon dioxide also along with that. It makes food more nutritious and tasty. Palatable means tasty. Okay, this is about fermentation. The next one, pickling. See here, pickling. Lemon pickle, like that you have tasted, no? See here, this is lemon pickling. Pick now. You will see about pickling. It's a method of preserving food in an edible antimicrobial liquid. Edible means that suitable to eat. Edible. Antimicrobial means with the help of this antimicrobial liquid, it kills the microorganisms. See, in example for antimicrobial liquid, what we can say, we are using vinegar in pickle, no? So that is antimicrobial liquid. Here, this pickling is of two types. What are they? Chemical pickling and fermentation pickling. Chemical pickling and fermentation pickling. Chemical pickling means food. Food means vegetable or lemon or any other thing, no? Chili, like that. That food is placed in an edible liquid like vinegar that kills bacteria and other microorganisms. So, example vinegar, alcohol, vegetable oil. So, these are the examples for edible liquid. Okay, food is placed in this liquid that is called as chemical pickling. Fermentation pickling means bacteria in the liquid bacteria only makes that because of the fermentation process with the help of the bacteria it produces a liquid that that is called what lactic acid. Bacteria means the lactic acid only produced because of the presence of lactobacillus. So that type of pickling is called fermentation pickling. We are using some liquid antimicrobial liquid like vinegar, vegetable oil, alcohol means that is chemical pickling. In fermentation pickling, because of the process of fermentation, with the help of bacteria, the sour taste is there, no? So that it is known as fermentation pickling. Pickling means soaking lemon or food in acidic liquid like vinegar to get the sour taste. Fermentation means it produces sour taste because of the chemical reaction between the food and bacteria. Because of the presence of bacteria, it is sour in taste. Okay. In chemical pickling means we are adding vinegar because of that the taste is changed. So that's the difference between chemical pickling and fermentation pickling. Understood, children? Next, boiling. Boiling liquid food items kill all the microbes. Example, milk and water. We are able to kill the microbes by boiling. Next, sugaring. By sugaring also we can preserve the food. Sugar is used to preserve fruits in an antimicrobial syrup with fruits such as apples, pears, peaches, plums. Like that we can preserve food or in a crystallized form. Crystallized form means we can see the picture. This is in crystallized form only. Coated with the fruit is coated with fruit slice. The fruit piece is coated with sugar so that the product is stored in dry condition. So this is also a method of preservation. These are the traditional techniques: fermentation, pickling, boiling, and sugaring. The next modern techniques. Modern techniques, pasteurization. We are going to see about pasteurization. Have you remembered about pasteurization? Who discovered this pasteurization method? Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur invented this method in 1862. This is a process for preservation of liquid food, especially milk. Milk is preserved by this method. It is heated up to 70 degrees Celsius to kill the bacteria and it is cooled to 10 degrees Celsius. Suddenly, rapidly, it is cooled to 10 degrees Celsius to prevent the growth of the remaining bacteria. So, it is heated up to 70 degrees Celsius, then it is cooled to 10 degrees Celsius. Because of this process, microorganisms are killed. Then milk is stored in sterilized bottles in cold places. Sterilized bottles means it's free from microorganisms. So here we can see this packet milk. No, this is by pasteurization method only. And next, food production. In food production, we are going to see about probiotics. What are probiotics? Probiotics are live food supplements used in yogurt. What is yogurt? It is like curd. Okay, curd is made by adding lemon juice, vinegar, or in some curd in the milk. Okay, you know how to make curd. But yogurt is created by bacterial fermentation of milk. Because of the fermentation process, we can create yogurt. Okay, so this is a food supplement. Supplement means we are having the food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Extra, this is supplement. In addition, okay, that is extra food. Probiotics are live food supplements used in yogurt and other fermented milk products. Example for this is Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium bifidum. This bacteria improve the microbial spectrum in the gut. Gut means stomach. Bacteria improves the microbial spectrum in the gut and thus contribute some effects. What are the uses means? Because of this bacteria, the bacteria decrease the risk of colon cancer. Colon means colon is nothing but large intestine. So it decrease the risk of colon cancer. Then it decrease cholesterol absorption. Then it prevents diarrheal disease by increasing immunity power. So this bacteria is useful for us. Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium bifidum. So that's all about microbes in food process, in food preservation and food production. Next we are going to see about harmful microorganisms. A few microorganisms are harmful to plants, animals and humans. They cause diseases and hence they are called as pathogens. Pathogens are nothing but microorganisms which cause diseases. Pathogens enter into the body through cuts and wounds in the skin, mouth or nose and cause diseases. So some of the diseases caused by the microorganisms in plants, animals and humans are given in your book the form of tabular column. Okay. Now first tabular column, in the first tabular column, what is given means diseases caused by microorganisms in plants. Before that, see this picture, citrus canker, potato blight disease. Citrus canker happens in lemon. Okay. Potato blight disease you can see in the plant, the vegetable potato. Okay. Now these are the diseases occur in plants. Now see this tabular column. Diseases caused by microorganisms in plants. See the heading plant diseases. Next column causative microorganisms, mode of transmission, symptoms, preventive measures or treatment. Okay. Now first see the first disease citrus canker. Citrus canker causative microorganism is Xanthomonas axonopodis. It's a bacteria. Mode of transmission is air or water. Symptoms lesions on leaves, stems and fruit. Lesion means scratches or damages on leaves, stems and fruit. Preventive measure copper based bactericides can be used. Bactericides means a substance which kills bacteria. Here some copper based things, no? It is used to kill bacteria. This is a preventive measure for this disease. And the next one is potato blight disease. Causative microorganism Phytophthora infestans. It's a fungi. Mode of transmission air. Symptoms brown lesions on the surface of tubers. Tubers means potato, underground vegetable, no? That is called tuber. You can see brown lesions, brown colored scratches, some patches, scratches are there. So these are the symptoms. Fungicides are used. So to kill the fungi, fungicides are used. So these are the diseases caused by microorganisms in plants. Next, diseases caused by microorganisms in animals. Animal diseases. Anthrax also affects humans. Causative microorganisms. Bacillus anthracis. It's a bacteria. Mode of transmission through contaminated soil and food. Contaminated, polluted soil or poisonous food. Symptoms difficulty in breathing, unconsciousness, loss of appetite. Appetite means hunger. You have no feeling of hunger. Okay, that is appetite. In preventive measure, anthrax vaccine. Then next disease, foot and mouth disease. Causative microorganism, aphthovirus. It's a virus. Mode of transmission through air and animal vectors. Vectors means it's a living organism that transmits an infection from infected animal to other animal or human. That is called that agent, infectious agent like mosquito, flies. That is called vectors. Okay. Symptoms: fever, blisters in mouth. Blister means small bubble on the skin. No? That is blister. Weight loss, decreased in milk production. These are the symptoms for this disease, foot and mouth disease. Then preventive measure, FMD vaccine. FMD vaccine means the disease name is foot and mouth disease. No, so foot mouth disease vaccine. Okay. So these are the diseases caused by microorganisms in animals. Next, diseases caused by microorganisms in human. Human disease. Tuberculosis, TB. Causative microorganism, mycobacterium. Bacteria, tuberculosis. Mode of transmission through air and sputum of infected persons. Sputum means when you have cold, mucus is formed. That is called cold. That is sputum. The sputum of infected person. Through the sputum also it is transmitted. Symptoms: persistent cough, continuous cough, blood mucus. The blood is present in the mucus. Then loss of weight, breathlessness, are unable to breathe. Then preventive measures, BCG vaccine. For tuberculosis, BCG vaccine. The next, cholera. Causative microorganism, Vibrio cholera. It's a bacteria. Mode of transmission by flies and contaminated food and water. Then symptoms: watery diarrhea, vomiting, rapid dehydration. Dehydration means loss of body fluid. Okay, because of continuous diarrhea and vomiting, fluid level of the body will be decreased quickly. Preventive measure: anti-cholera vaccine, maintaining personal hygiene. Then common cold. Causative agent, microorganism, influenza virus. Mode of transmission through air. Symptoms: running nose and sneezing. You all know about running nose and sneezing. Then preventive measure treatment, isolation of patient. Otherwise it will transmit from one to another. So isolate the patient. The next disease, rabies. Causative microorganism, rhabdoviridae virus. Mode of transmission, animal bite, dog or other mammals. Okay, so that rabies disease occur. Symptoms: fever, hallucination. What is hallucination? Something is not present means something is not present there, but they will see something is present. Okay, so that type of disease is called hallucination. In Tamil, Mayai. And then paralysis. Paralysis means loss of muscle function in some part of the body, in one side of the body or both the sides of the body. Okay, loss of muscle function. They are unable to move their hand, legs. That is paralysis. Inability to swallow. They are unable to swallow. Preventive measure, anti-rabies vaccine. Next, amoebic dysentery. Amoebic dysentery, causative microorganism, Ent amoeba histolytica. It's a protozoa. Mode of transmission, food, water and flies. Symptoms: severe diarrhea and blood in stool. Stool means fecal matter, excretion of human, the waste, human waste thing. Sometimes blood is there, so blood in stool because of this disease, amoebic dysentery. So, what is the preventive measure? Proper sanitation, cleanliness, hygienic. You have to follow the proper sanitation. And metronidazole antibiotic we can use for this. The next disease is malaria. Causative microorganism is Plasmodium. It's a protozoa. Mode of transmission. The carrier is female Anopheles mosquito. Symptoms: nausea, vomiting, high fever. Nausea means it feels like vomiting. It's nausea, vomiting, high fever. Preventive measure, anti-malarial drugs like quinine and chloroquine to be taken. And we can use mosquito repellents like good night, all out, that is mosquito repellents, and mosquito nets also we can use. Okay, so these are the diseases caused by microorganisms in humans. The next topic is relationship between man and microorganisms, balances, imbalances, and uses. See, thousands of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that live in our gut, in our stomach, are essential contributors to a good health. They are very, very useful to us. They break down the chemicals, poisonous things, toxins, then manufacture some vitamins and amino acids and form a barrier against the germs. They will not allow the germs inside our body. Then gut microbes are the bacteria in human gut. Gut is nothing but the stomach. Okay. Microorganisms are present in our stomach. Okay, like bacteria are present in our stomach, which is helpful, which is a good bacteria, which is good for us. Okay, they are one of the most important thing in our overall health and well-being. That's all about this lesson. So today we have seen about uses of microorganisms, microbes in food process, and harmful microorganisms. Okay, hope you have understood this lesson. The lesson is over. I have completed the whole lesson. Listen the video well, and PDF will be sent for you. Mark all the book exercise and learn well. Thank you, dear students.